Did you know that tea is the second most consumed drink on the planet Earth after water? It's estimated that humans consume 15 billion pounds of this wonderful leaf every year. But where does tea come from? What traditions surround tea? And how is it consumed in different parts of the world? Welcome to the channel, everyone. I'm Ari, and today we're exploring some of the tea culture that exists here in Taiwan. Taiwan is known for growing some of the best tea in the world. More specifically, the climate and elevation are perfect for cultivating oolong tea. I wanted to see for myself what this plant looks like before it's harvested. Where does it grow? And how exactly is it turned into a piping hot beverage? An island that produces almost 17,000 tons of tea annually and invented the bubble tea you probably love. Our journey starts about an hour outside the capital city, Taipei. We just got to our first stop on today's tea tour, a mountainside covered in tea. There's a strong smell of the tea leaves and nature that hits you as you get pretty close to the tea. I've never actually smelled tea grown like this before when it hasn't been tried out, and it has a very distinctive earthy smell, which I wasn't really expecting, but it's pretty cool. We're currently in the Thousand Island Lakes region of Pinglin province here in Taiwan and enjoying the beautiful views of the lake and observing different tea plantations that are planted all along this mountainside. So we're essentially just hopping from one tea farm to the next and yeah, taking in all the scenery and beauty of nature. It's pretty wild. Our guide is telling us it's oolong tea that's planted alongside this mountain range. I guess depending on the climate, they plant different kinds of tea. The lake that we are walking towards is actually fresh water, and it supplies much of the drinking water to Taipei City. That's pretty cool. This is about an hour outside of town. We're kind of walking through different gardens here, and this little interesting area behind me has what appears to be a tiny pineapple, according to our guide, but I think it's an agave, not actually a pineapple. But regardless, it's really cute and like the smallest pineapple-looking thing I've ever seen. Onward to our next destination. I just got to an area where I'm being encouraged to pluck a piece of tea leaf and give it a smell / taste test. So let's crush up these leaves and sniff them. Yeah, actually this doesn't smell that good. It's kind of like a bitter, I don't want to say taste, but it smells kind of bittery, almost like lemon leaf if you smell that. It's kind of earthy, bland, bittery vibes. Not the best. After seeing how tea plants are grown, I wanted to visit the nearby Pinglin Tea Museum to better understand the history of tea. This facility is one of the world's largest tea museums. This is my first time at a tea museum, learning all about the history of tea here in Taiwan, the correct climates in which to grow this delicious beverage. Yeah, so far the interior of the tea museum here is nothing too special. I'm not a big museum guy, but if you do love museums and you love tea, you might enjoy it, but this isn't for me. Outside, I'm told there's a beautiful tea garden. Hopefully it's a little bit better. This museum has a lot of weird things. They even have a little E.T. Get it? E.T. T. Ha ha ha. So there's something called a tea lab here with different kinds of tea set up in these glass jars with pumps that you can use to smell the teas. So I'm going to try a few of these. This one is called a Wensen Bapchang tea. Definitely saying that wrong. This one smells kind of burnt, like it's been roasted, and it's a very strong smell. I think it's kind of green tea if I had to guess, but it's like a very strong and preserved green tea, if you will. I think it's safe to say this is one of the strangest museums I've ever been in. This room behind me is supposed to be a room full of containers. That sounds like it would be a teacup, right? It's not teacups. I'm very confused. Maybe you guys could clarify for me in the comments down below. What am I looking at in here? I don't think you could argue that rocks are really containers, but they're here. Well, I found containers here. Do you guys want to drink tea out of this turtle? I think you get the idea. It's a pretty strange place. I don't think I'm a huge fan of this one. We got on the bus for about a 60-second ride across the street from the Tea Museum to Pinglin Old Street. Here we are going to have our tea tasting and see a tea ceremony to see how you are supposed to drink Taiwanese tea. The tea master engaged with participants throughout the ceremony, sharing insights into the tea being served, its history, and its cultural significance. During a Taiwanese tea ceremony, a tea master plays a central role in orchestrating the entire experience, ensuring the process of tea preparation is an artful ritual. He starts by warming the teapot and teacups by rinsing them with hot water. This not only ensures cleanliness, but also enhances the temperature stability for brewing the tea. The first water infusion over tea leaves is often a quick rinse, meant to awaken the tea leaves and remove any impurities. The tea master pours hot water over the tea leaves and quickly discards the liquid. He then carefully controls the steeping time, water temperature, and pouring technique to bring out the optimal flavors of the tea. This may involve multiple infusions, with each one revealing different nuances of the tea's flavor.
Professor, to all the tea professor, 茶叶专家了啊 you can tell you I'm a tea professor now.
Goodbye. Just finished up that tea ceremony experience and got some souvenirs to take home to people. That was actually very, very fun. He taught us about different kinds of tea, the different temperatures at which you steep them, how to prepare them in the different cups. Tried 3 kinds of tea today. It was an oolong, a black tea, and a high mountain oolong tea. They were all very good, but very different flavors, as you can imagine. The black tea was actually a grasshopper black tea. There are grasshoppers in the mountainy areas where that tea grows, and the grasshoppers actually bite the tea leaves, and that causes a chemical reaction in the tea that actually affects the flavor and gives it a bit more of a sweet flavor. There's no actual grasshoppers in the tea, but that's why it's called that, and that was actually a very good flavor of tea. And that tea was actually probably my favorite one. Today we got to see where tea is grown on the mountains of Taiwan. We got to see how it is processed in the tea museum, how it is turned from an actual leaf to a plant that you can drink. And we got to see a traditional Taiwanese tea ceremony to show you how they used to prepare the tea back in the olden times and how they still do today in places like this gentleman's shop. Now tomorrow we're gonna go back to Taipei City and I'm gonna take you to a traditional Taiwanese tea house. There we're gonna enjoy tea tea in something that's very similar to a cafe or a coffee shop that you find in the United States. I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good night. Good morning, everyone, from another sunny day here in my hotel room in Taipei, Taiwan. I actually slept pretty well last night, so I am well rested and ready to go drink some tea at a modern day Taiwanese tea house in the city. Amidst the hustle and bustle, I encountered the pulse of daily life. Traditional markets where grandmothers haggle over produce, food delivery drivers lining up motorcycles in restaurant parking lots, and young people grabbing a quick snack on the way to conquer the urban jungle. The entrance to this tea shop is actually very well hidden. It's through this gift shop and up the stairs. It took me a while to figure this out. I've narrowed it down to my top 4, number 9, 11, 14, and 8. And as you can see, they all have different colors, different shapes. Let's give these ones a final smell test and decide what we'll be drinking today. Let's go in order. Number 8. Number 8 is nice Longjing tea. It's green tea. Again, earthy, very light, sweet notes. I don't think I love this one. There's a little bit of fruit in there. That's what it says. Ruby red number 18. This is good. I think this is green tea and it has some cinnamon in it. Number 11. This was the rose peach green tea. Honestly, I think this is our winner, but let's just try number 14. Number 14 says it's a Europe fruit tea. Yeah, there's definitely chunks of fruit in here. This is a tough call. This one's also very good. So we have basically a choice between a Japanese tea and a European tea. I think I'm gonna go with the Japanese tea since we are in Asia. But check out the color. It's very light green hue. I don't think this has been steeped very long. He told me to steep it for about 1 minute. So I think people here drink tea a lot weaker than we do back in the US. Cheers. If you want to have a more local Taiwanese experience, visiting a tea house is definitely a safe, solid option that you can try. Again, this wasn't really for me, but you might like it, so give it a shot. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed today's video exploring some of the tea culture that exists here in Taiwan. We got to explore everything from the tea farms where the plants are grown to having a warm cup of delicious tea at a local tea house. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up and then subscribe. I hope I see you in the next episode. Catch you later.